Hey everybody, I'm reading a MLP Clopfic because I lost a bet today. It's by the name of The Dark Apprentice by Come Hither. It's pretty much I've read the first chapter so far. It's pretty much Twilight Sparkle gets an invite to become Luna's apprentice, but in order to become an apprentice, then um, then Twilight has to first lose her virginity to Luna. All right, that's the entire first. Um, I'm sorry. That's the first chapter in a nutshell. I started so many times with the recording. I had to stop so many times, and I just didn't feel like doing it again. So I'm gonna start with chapter two, because this is where it gets really terrible for me. And I remember I remember the story is very well detailed, very well written, but it's a clop fix, so I really can't say that I like it. All right, well, it's like Stephen Colbert. It's like the Colbert Report, the Colbert Report, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, look it up. Then, you know. All right, so we're gonna start with Dark Apprentice Chapter 2. I'll leave a link to Chapter 1 and 2 in the description. The first one if you want to read it beforehand, and number 2 so you can read along if you care to. So this is where Twilight is jogging back to Sugar Cube Corner. The morning after Luna offers Twilight to be her apprentice. Twilight is unsure of it, and Luna said, "You have friends, correct? Well, ask them and see what they see. Help them make your decision, but you must not mention me or your apprenticeship to me. All right." So this is where Twilight is picking up Spike from Pinky's house because she had to drop him off there so she could go to Everfree in the middle of the night and have a carriage pulled by two stallions with bat wings to carry her off to Luna's wing of the Candlelight Castle, where the story is pretty much caught up there. I apologize. Let's get this started. Hey, Pinkie Pie! Twilight called out as she entered Sugar Cube Corner. I'm here for Spike. Spike came out of the kitchen wearing a lampshade on his head and holding a half-eaten cupcake. Oh, hey, Twi, he said. Listen, do I have to come home right now? Because we're gonna try something cool with Pop Rocks, like those really weird candies by the makers of Rice Krispies. Whatever. Spike? Twilight asked. Spike? Twilight asked. Why are you wearing a lampshade on your head? Duh! Pinkie Pie called from the top of the stairs. Because he's a lamp, silly! She slid down the banister. Twilight looked from Pinkie to Spike. I see. Pinkie Pie has to get tired of you at some point, Spike. No way, Twilight, Pinkie said. He's a hoot. Show her the thing you do with your tongue, Spike. Oh, believe me, Twilight said. I've seen it. Spike threw himself to the floor at her feet, clasping his claws together. Can't I just stay for a little longer, Twilight, please? You have friends, and seek their counsel, which is the thing that Luna said to her the previous night, which was in the first chapter. Um, all right, okay, yeah. An idea began to form in Twilight's mind. Let me talk to Pinkie Pie about it, she said. Upstairs, in her room, where no pony can hear us. That sounds suspicious. Okay, Pinkie Pie shouted. Wait here, Spike. Um, Spike said, eyeing them. Okay. Pinkie Pie shut up the stairs, and Twilight followed her. When they were in her room, Twilight made sure the door was locked, and then soundproofed the area with magic. She also tamper-proofed her soundproofing spell for good measure. Okay, Pinkie Pie, I need to talk to you about something. Pinkie Pie nodded, smiling. Uh-huh. Look, it's Twilight didn't know if it was an okay thing to talk about with your friends or not. Was there a specific protocol she had to observe? It's Pinkie Pie slowly leaned forward. Uh-huh. It's about, I don't think I can say it. Say it! Pinkie Pie shouted. Say it, I want to know. Twilight flinched. It's about sex, she said, drawing the last word out in a mutilated whisper. She flattened her ears against her skull and cringed, waiting for the fallout. Pinkie Pie nodded. Uh-huh. Twilight was noticing a distinct lack of fallout. A veritable absence of fallout as well as anything fallout related. Wait, that's it? She asked. That's not weird? Pinkie Pie scoffed. Cha, Twilight, why would it be weird? We're friends. I don't know, Twilight said as her face began to burn. I I thought I just thought that it wasn't really something ponies talked about. I don't want to be nosy. Pinkie Pie cocked her head, smile never leaving her face. You've never talked to any pony about sex before? Well, no, Twilight said. I mean, when I was little, my mother explained everything and gave me a book. Twilight stopped and stared at the floor for several moments. Yeah, she said at last, pretty much never. So you've never, Pinkie Pie wagged her eyebrows. No, Twilight said, never. Being Celestia's pupil attracted some attention from the stallions, but I always turned them down. Twilight sighed. I was never even curious. But you're curious now, Pinkie Pie said. I could lose my virginity tonight, Twilight whispered. She remembered that she wasn't allowed to mention Luna to anyone. I mean, I don't want to grow old and die never having been with any pony, but I don't know if now is the time. So don't, Pinkie said. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Twilight frowned. That's the thing, she said. The more I think about this, the more I realize that I'll always have doubts. It's always going to be scary, isn't it? And if I'm standing here arguing in favor of it, then I have to want it at least a little, right? That's a good train of thought, actually. Let's see, where was I? Pinkie Pie wrinkled her eyebrows. I suppose, she said. So who's the pony? No pony you know, Twilight said. They're trustworthy, and... sorry. Twilight remembered waking up, safely nestled against the curve of Luna's body. She slept in Luna's bed, but nothing happened the same night. So she didn't. So I guess so she didn't go back to Ponyville in the dead of night and have suspicions cast upon her. I guess. She remembered Luna's breath brushing warmly past her ear. Physical contact with other ponies, sorry, was almost completely alien to her. But being beside Luna for those brief moments, it felt good. In more than just a way, in more than just the way snuggling a teddy bear did. I'm attracted to them, Twilight said. She immediately regretted how clinical the word sounded. So yes, Pinkie Pie said. Twilight looked up. Pinkie Pie, she said, what was it like for you? Pinkie Pie grinned. I was young, she said, really young. A bubbly laugh escaped her lips as she stared at nothing in particular. But it was my birthday, Pinkie Pie giggled. We were so terrible, but it was fun. Fun? Twilight asked. Yep, Pinkie Pie said. Tons of fun. It's a whole new kind of fun, Twilight. Huh. I could show you, Pinkie Pie said. What? Twilight said. She did not just offer to sleep with me. We could have sex, Pinkie Pie said. She just offered to sleep with me. Hang on. I just got a text saying, is it snowing here? What the shit? No, it's just raining. Guess it's just snowing in that part of the city where she is. But holy fuck! It was almost snowing. Holy shit. Okay, I'm sorry. She just offered to sleep with me. Not now, obviously, Pinkie Pie shouted. We'd have to get rid of Spike, but if you want to sleep with somebody, you should start with somebody you know, right? I'd be making you happy. It would be just like throwing you a party or baking you a cake. Twilight faltered with the words. I'm sorry, Pinkie Pie. You are my friend and all, but it would be strange. Pinkie Pie snorted. Only if you made it strange. You gotta figure out these things sometime, Twi. What about just a kiss? Pinkie Pie was coming on to her. Shit. I don't know if I can continue. Pinkie Pie. Twilight felt her muscles tense, and a voice in her head started screaming at her to run away. I don't know, Pinkie Pie. You need to relax. It's okay if you say no, Twilight. You would do well to relax, Luna had said. Wait, Twilight said. Pinkie Pie cocked her head to the other side. It would be just like an experiment, Twilight said. You'd be adding to my data set to help me reach a conclusion, and it would be just between friends. Sorry. Huh? Twilight's heart raced. Kiss me, Pinkie Pie. Son of a fuck! Twilight expected Pinkie Pie to say something in response. She thought that Pinkie Pie would slowly lean forward and let their lips barely touch. She thought she'd see it coming. Instead, Twilight found her Pinkie Pie lips on her own almost instantly. Pinkie Pie's eyes were shut, and her mane tickled the edges of Twilight's face. But her lips! Twilight had once read that the lips were one of the most sensitive parts of the pony body, and now she didn't doubt it. She could feel every millimeter of Pinkie Pie's lips pressing against hers, wet with saliva. Seriously? It wasn't a tiny peck either. Pinkie Pie worked her mouth against Twilight's vigorously. Felt good. Damn it! Aha! Twilight didn't have any experience she could compare it to getting massage, a hug, that steamy dream she had when she was younger involving Cadence. I do not want to know that. Silly filly, Pinkie Pie muttered against Twilight's mouth. Pinkie brought her forelegs up to wrap around Twilight's neck and pull her closer. You have to kiss me back. Twilight did, or at least she tried at least. The movements of her lips felt clumsy and inexperienced, but she thought she had at least managed to passively emulate Pinkie's lips. That was at least until she felt Pinkie's tongue slide forward to press against her teeth. The rough texture was alien to Twilight, but not unwelcome. Come on. Without thought, Twilight opened her mouth wider so as to allow Pinkie to continue her quest. Tongues touched, and a high-pitched groan escaped Twilight's lips. Kissing. Kissing. Fucking kissing! This was why every pony had been so keen on mashing their faces together all the time. It felt good. Really good. So she let a foreleg wrap around Pinkie Pie's neck. She had really only wanted to peck on the lips just seconds ago. Now she didn't want to stop. The rational part of her mind tried to cut in a reminder of something. That was nice. Twilight was busy kissing Pinkie. Oh. Pinkie Pie was busy kissing Twilight. Their tongues snaked around one another, and their hooves dug their way into Twilight's mane. We're making out, Twilight thought as Pinkie Pie pulled them to the floor. I'm making out with Pinkie Pie. They didn't speak, other than Twilight's occasional moan. Twilight was fine with that. She liked hearing the wet smacking of their lips and tongues running over one another. Come on!